All right, let's be real. Sometimes your brain just feels like a messy sandwich. There's too much going on, stuff slipping out the sides, and no napkins in sight. That's where therapy comes in.
And we're not just talking about screaming into the void or trauma dumping on your sandwich artist. We're talking actual therapy with someone who knows what they're doing. And lucky for you, BetterHelp, our paid partner for this episode, makes it easy to get started.
No waiting rooms, no weird therapy office smells, just a quick questionnaire and boom. You're matched with a credentialed therapist in a couple days. And if it's not a vibe, switch it up faster than you can switch up your sandwich sauce.
So if your brain feels like a chaotic group chat, do yourself a favor, go to betterhelp.com/thinkfresh or hit the link in the description for 10% off your first month. Your future self will thank you.
Is that a big old belch from you, Eric?
Big old belch, because Ty and I just crushed a cumulative, 18 inches of sandwich?
Actually, more than that, because we measured Eric's footlong today. Damn, pause. So, you think it's mostly a footlong sandwich. We're talking about sandwiches, just to be clear here. This is a sandwich-themed podcast for the first-time listeners. We should have hot takes, dry humor, the occasional crisis. And we did encounter a couple today.
Oh, dude, multiple crises handled, I would just say.
Mm-hmm. We handled it. Everything is okay.
Yeah, Ty was monitoring the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Ty, we measured my footlong today, and it came in at a whopping 12.5 inches.
12.5 inches. This is crazy.
That's crazy. Is nature healing, Ty?
I think that everything is shrinkflating, but the bread is bloated. The big beautiful bread is even bigger than before.
Whoa, and I'm feeling bloated, brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah, belch. Yeah, this is crazy. Whenever I get the chance to use the measure app on my phone, I'm like, this is amazing technology. I can't believe that everyone has this in their pocket. And then when I use it practically, I just feel so smart. It makes me feel smart. And so that's what I did. I took the measure app on my iPhone and I went edge to edge on Eric's footy, and it clocked 12 and a half. That's
right.
Crazy.
Ty. We measured twice, ate once.
That's true.
You know what? I don't really trust the measurement app, I'll be real honest. But the footlong itself looked like it was 13 inches, dude. It was fucking massive.
Yeah. When it popped out of the packaging, we both looked at it like, that's a heavy baby.
Yeah, like when I took a photo of it, I had to put a NSFW warning on there because that thing was fucking huge. And I think the measurement app is being conservative. I don't know if it's able to tell that accurately, to be honest. How could it be so accurate? You're just taking a photo of it.
Well, I think, yeah, it's true. It doesn't make any sense how it should work. And the only practical use of it other than confirming your Subway order is when girls use it on a guy at the bar to make sure he's not lying about his height.
Right.
And when it's conservative there, that's problematic too.
So, yeah, true. Yeah, we can't be using a measurement app in real life or death situations.
Facts.
But yeah, dude, as soon as I pulled that thing out, it looked like bigger than your standard sandwich.
Yeah, dude, you slapped that on the table. It was like whomp. We both just stared down at that thick thing.
Yeah, dude, totally. I had to use two hands to eat that thing.
Yeah, that BMT was pretty thick. I'm surprised. I had a early lunch today, so I couldn't handle a foot long. I normally can. For the first time listeners, that's typically what I do. This is abnormal of me to eat 6 inches of sandwich. I ain't no wuss.
Yeah, that's right. I actually ended up, we're recording this in the afternoon. I skipped lunch today, so this is my lunch.
You needed all 13 then. They probably pulled an extra big piece out of the back for you when they saw you salivating.
Big boy's up next. We gotta bless them. But yeah, Ty got the 6 inch. And do you want to just explain yourself? What did you get and why?
What's to explain? Okay. Eric and I made a fantastic, very simple sandwich a few episodes ago. It was a cucumber sandwich. The only ingredient was, you guessed it, cucumber. So I wanted to replicate this success today with tomato, a 6-inch tomato sandwich. That's it. Tomato exclusively. Well, a little cheese, a little sauce. Had that thing toasted. I gotta say, Eric, the creation of the sandwich was not very fun. My sandwich artist did not want to work with me on this thing.
She did not understand the vision, dude.
She didn't understand the vision. She didn't understand the English. She didn't understand appetites.
She clocked out immediately after finishing her sub, so I think that kind of speaks for itself.
That's true. She wrapped it up, but cashed me out and then walked out the door.
Yeah.
I was the last inch of the day for her.
She's like, you know what? I've had enough inches today.
So I guess I can't blame her. I empathize with the frontline workers, but I just wish she like gave it a little more because this sandwich had the potential to be good and it came out mids.
Mm-hmm. So inch for inch, who do you think is taking down more inches, Bonnie Blue or average Subway employee?
That's a great question. In 24 hours, it's hard to say.
Yeah, because we're working with 1,000 cocks for Bonnie Blue, right?
What's the average size there? Sixer?
I think Chat will have the answer.
I'm not Googling that on this computer.
Okay. Yeah, that computer cannot be used for this type of inquiry. But let's say I've heard it be as low as 5 inches. That is the male average around the world.
I can't even fathom that.
So let's easy math, right? 5 times 1,000 is 5,000.
Yeah.
We've probably tried to do this math before about how many sandwiches come through those doors in front of us. Any wild guesses?
I've got to say that we're talking at least 10,000 inches a day.
Wow.
Like, dude, these chains are popping off.
Not ours though.
Not ours.
We'll get into that later.
Yes. There's something strange going on at Subway that we must dive into. But before that, we gotta finish talking about this tomato sandwich.
Yeah, a very gradual degradation of our local Subway. Anyways, go ahead.
So I only wanted an oil sauce on my tomato sandwich. Like I thought, okay, a little skiff of mayo would be nice, a little cream, and then a little bit of oil too, right?
You want to oil that shit down, Playboy? Huh?
Exactly. I want to oil that shit down, Italiano style, like a Sardinian lunch. So the girl, she starts to like thickly mayo up my sub. It's called light mayo, but she was pretty heavy with it today. And then she sends the other artist in the back to get me my garlic oil, but he comes out with garlic aioli, and before I can even say like, step back, don't get spunk on the think, he like charges on my sandwich and just squirts a whole bunch of garlic aioli on it. And for the unindoctrinated, garlic aioli is just mayo. It's the same thing. It's no different. So I got double mayo, and he almost went in with mayo on top too. He was dual wielding two cream
the mayo
paste.
akimbo.
Yeah,
and but the other lady already put mayo on, so he was about to do it to him.
Everyone was like, whoa, even her. So I appreciate
triple
that.
Mayo. If you got triple mayo by accident, I think that's enough reason to restart.
Yeah, 100%. At triple mayo, that's a wash, dude.
Yeah,
put that in the bin.
Because Ty, you got the tomato and cheese, which in theory is really great. I want to try it as well, but I have some feedback for you.
Okay, give me some feedback.
I don't think you executed it, and I don't think it's totally your fault. I think you kind of got a little lackadaisical with it, and you allowed the sandwich artist to fuck up your meal.
It's not my fault. I'm just not.
It's not your fault.
It is. It's the fault of all group projects.
It's just a lack of stepping in. You know what I mean?
Assertion, yeah.
Yeah, you should have been more direct, I think. But I'll explain to you what I think happened.
Okay.
She did cheese on one side, tomato on the other. I think you should have gone tomato first and then layer some cheese on top, maybe a mozzarella or just even the plain cheese. And then threw all of your shit on there except for mayo and then toasted it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see. So there was a layering problem there. I kept all the ingredients separated. The cheese melted onto the bread, but the tomato didn't get touched. And I did feel like there was something wrong with the tomato today. It didn't have that crunch after it was toasted. It just kind of melted.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, you think, but
not in this case.
No, dude.
As we have a nice gentle sprinkling of rain on the car here. I hope that's a nice ambiance for you guys.
Yeah.
I also got extra tomato on my sub.
Oh, you did?
If you caught that.
I didn't catch that. I did. I was reading from my own sandwich making.
You were sitting by yourself.
I was so sad.
Yeah. But in solidarity, I also got some extra tomato.
Was she a bit more generous with it? Because when I ordered my tomato, I had to ask like 3 or 4 times to get enough tomato on my sandwich.
Yeah. You even said, I am only getting tomato, so load her up. And then she put 3 slices on. Dude,
that was crazy. Like, I thought she was taunting me. 1, 2, 3. You good? No. I can still see bread.
Yeah, I don't want to see my sandwich anymore. I think that
so
sandwich will disappear.
You know what it is, dude? It's these TikTok trends are ruining the act of just being innocently creative in fast food. Because you got these meta glass wearing bozos walking in, quadruple toasting their sandwich and loading up exclusively with black olives. And every sandwich artist has seen that in their algo. And now they're very, very conscientious of it. So when I come in only asking for tomato, they ain't playing.
Yeah, there's a big group chat with all of the sandwich artists, and they're like, "Holy fuck, you see this? You guys,
Oh wow, this is
oh,
amazing.
we got some background noise. Hold on.
Hold on here. Wow.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that.
Back. That's okay. That's okay.
Ty, where do we leave off?
Tomato sandwich, getting screwed over on the line. You got extra tomato out of solidarity. I appreciate that.
I am an ally.
You are an ally.
Yeah. What else? Did you at least like it? Like, how did you feel about the taste? Did it come even close to the cucumber?
Not even close. The cucumber is a 10 out of 10 like home run sandwich. Like I would introduce that sandwich to my family.
Yeah,
like
dude.
A real dime.
It's a real wifey material kind of sandwich. It's like, you know what you're getting. It's never going to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're not going to get sick from it ever. It's just cucumber. Like, there's nothing to get sick from.
It's consistent. You could spend every day with it. But the tomato sandwich was a bit more of a fling, I felt. At least the one today was a little sloppy. So I would come back to it at a weak moment. It's a good second lunch. I'll say that. It's a good second lunch.
It's a side lunch.
It's a side lunch, yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. In theory, I would love to try it out next time. I think next time we'll split a footlong.
I think everyone should try it.
Yeah. I think we got to like do some kind of I don't know, a debrief. I guess this is our debrief. But we're gonna talk more about how we're gonna make our sandwiches better with tomato, and we'll do that next time. So
we'll iterate, and we will do the work for the breadheads.
Not every result's gonna be as good as the cucumber, but it doesn't mean we stop trying.
It's true. It's true. Because something about fortune favoring the brave.
So okay, our sandwich artist immediately clocked out after our order.
Yep, we watched them backpack on, jacket on, walk out the door.
Yep, she practically had like one of her jacket sleeves on when she was making my sandwich. She was not having it, but then it made me notice that like this whole location is kind of in shambles if you think about it. Like the whole seating area at the beginning of the store is like a huge mess. There's like chairs that aren't assigned to tables, just kind of floating chairs.
A lot of floaters today.
Yeah, tables that are not aligned. They're kind of like in like a weird pattern that doesn't make any sense. I also noticed their sauces are all in the back. Like once is fine, but like, are you always cleaning it when we're there, or like what's going on? Like, why are all the sauces in the back?
They're perpetually closing down, it feels like.
Yeah there's just a long close.
I have noticed that every time we visit this Subway location here in the downtown east side, there's less chips available either, like like front of house. They're all like they're not that many over the counter chips. You know, you have to ask the pharmacist to get the good chips now.
Yeah, they're not restocking like on a hourly basis. They're restocking on like a bi-weekly basis.
Exactly. Like. There's no more like cups in the cup holder. I don't even know where they're storing them.
Oh yeah, there's no cups at all. There's no napkins anywhere.
There's no napkins.
You got up for napkins and you just kind of did a lap and you came back.
Yeah.
You're looking around like Larry David. Like, where the fuck do I go?
Damn, I kind of felt like Larry in that moment. Oh, jeez. But the chairs and the tables, something's wrong here. Like, they're strewn about like what I imagine the living area in an old folks' home to be like.
Yeah. It's like
some here, some there.
It's like the big Vancouver earthquake hit. And now there's shit everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of like there was an apocalyptic event and the place was abandoned for 8 months. It hasn't nature hasn't come back yet, but like a few like people have gone through and kind of salvaged what they could from there.
Sorry.
That's okay. Eric is a very busy man.
We're getting a lot of spam here, Ty.
Locking in our next guest.
Yeah.
Very
Phones
cool.
are ringing off the hook. Think Fresh Industries.
That's a fact. Working on our next big sponsor.
Yeah.
In the meantime, shout out to BetterHelp, the sponsor of this episode.
Yeah. I think we need a suicide hotline.
That's a brilliant
Think
idea.
Fresh breadheads. Anyways, Ty.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but I also went to a different Subway location last week, and it was the same situation on the floor.
Oh, really?
Complete like, you know, when like a big department store like shuts down and they're like selling the racks and the mannequins.
There's mannequins like missing limbs.
Yeah, it's just chaos in there. That's what this Subway felt like too.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of like leather armchairs sitting around and a few bar stools, but there's no tables. There was maybe one coffee table in the whole place. So I don't know if they had optimized it for like the elderly to come for their coffee break, or They just want to encourage the homeless to sleep there. I don't really get it.
Mhm.
There's no way that you could eat a sandwich on these chairs.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, even in this location, like, it just feels like they don't really want you to hang out there.
They
Like,
don't.
it feels like when you get a Tim Hortons in like a rundown part of town or something, there's no seating at all, and it's like just a grab and go.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If that was the case, why don't they just make like a takeout window, kind of like they do with those Italian wine holes in the wall?
The mouth hole.
Yeah, literally a hole in the wall for like someone just reaches out with like a glass of Pinot. You have seen those?
Oh yeah, dude. I've patroned them.
You've patroned them?
Amongst Florence. Yeah, they're kind of like when you see them on Instagram and you're like, oh yeah, cute hole in the wall wine.
Yeah.
But it's not like that. The restaurant's right next door, and you go and you buy it, and then you wait for it to come through the hole, and you can like see the hole from the other end. The whole thing's a sham.
Oh, okay.
Maybe there's some authentic ones, but they're not in the like. You're not gonna find the authentic ones like a block from Sacre Coeur or anything.
Right, I see. Okay, so I think this is actually an interesting idea for Subway.
Yes.
Clearly, they don't want us to hang out in there.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We sat down and they never checked in. They never said, how are the first few bites?
Can I top up your milk?
Yeah. That's right. I did get milk. But yeah, they never really check up on you. So why don't they just have a little kind of like subway tunnel in the wall, and then have like this have the footlong kind of just shoot out of there?
Wow, a little
That'd be kinda
glory
cool, eh?
hole for your 13-inch sandwich.
Yeah, totally.
I
What do you
love
think
that.
about that?
I think it's great. I imagine there's a secret password in order to get different ingredients, like knock 3 times for spinach.
Yes, exactly. That sounds easy to
Yeah,
use.
you're using Morse code.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, that's all Subway really needs to be. Is just a hole in the wall, literally,
Mhm.
like a PVC pipe that a sandwich just sloops through and out
Mhm.
into your hands. Yeah, thunk. Because, I mean, they clearly don't want anyone in there. The employees don't even want to be in there.
Mhm.
I actually think, like, you know who this really harms, Eric? The children.
Oh, shit.
Not the glory hole concept, but just the lack of third spaces to loiter in these
Mhm.
days. Like, as a teenager, I would spend so much time in Subway hanging out.
Of course, dude.
And not only are they eliminating the seating, but the children, they're priced out of Subway too.
Mhm.
Like, those footlongs are like $17.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to get that when you're delivering pizza or
Yeah.
babysitting?
Those signature subs are a damn rip-off, Ty.
They're a damn ripoff.
I was able to save a few coins by getting a BMT.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a combo, right? BMT footlong. That came out to $17, which is
Damn.
like for lunch, not the end of the world, but like for a Subway sandwich, I just kind of feel
It's kinda messed
taken
up.
advantage of, to be honest.
You have been taking advantage of, my friend. And dude, like, the BMT is actually one of them, relative to the other sandwiches, an entry level option at this
Oh,
point.
absolutely.
In
It's a
Biden's
classic.
America, like, this inflation hasn't touched that yet.
Definitely not. Ah, fuck. Well, I'll never be straying away from Old Reliable ever again, because those other ones are, if I'm getting a combo, I'm reaching 25, I think.
25 for like what, like the mystery brisket?
Yeah, the brisket or the peri peri paradise or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know. I would never touch that with a 13-inch pole.
Damn. Dude, I feel bad for the kids. They'll never get to try the peri peri chicken, or they can't even afford the sweet onion chicken jockey at this point.
Dude, they need the chicken jockey
They need the
footlong. Where is
chicken
that
jockey footlong. Subway doesn't even care about the kids. They would have made the sweet onion chicken jockey if they cared about the kids. Ever
Yeah.
since Bogle stopped caring about the kids, Subway's like, we don't either.
at? Oh, fuck. Yeah, they distance themselves from children.
Neither of them are allowed near the kids these days.
Wow. Do you think that's actually a real thing that happened? Like, they were like, okay, we can't have the kids pack anymore.
They don't have a kids pack. You're right. Well, maybe
Yeah.
they do.
They
They're not
got rid of it.
advertising
As soon as fucking what's his name, Jared was sentenced,
Mm-hmm.
they got rid of the kids pack, dude.
It's probably in their best interest to disassociate completely from the youth.
Absolutely.
It's too bad though. They're a whole generation growing up not knowing the BMT era, because they'll never be exposed. It's a bad choice of words to it.
It's just a mysterious acronym hidden on the menu. Everyone's so introverted they don't even want to ask what it means.
No, they're just going to avoid it. They'll stick to the words on the menu they understand, like pizza sub. That's what I did.
Speaking of committing sexual atrocities, Ty,
What a segue.
Puff Daddy is innocent.
uh,
Thoughts?
I can't believe that he's gonna walk.
I mean, okay, to clarify, maybe I'll pull up the Grand Wizard post on this.
Yeah, good call.
But he was found not guilty on several charges.
And guilty on a couple, but I think he got away with more than he did. You know?
You think so?
I don't know anything. Like, you could trust that the jury made the right call.
Yeah, I would trust it as well.
Mm-hmm.
As I pull this up, and
I don't know, man.
it's gonna take a while.
Do you think Sean Jimmy John is fully innocent?
I think so.
Yeah, you think he is allowed to walk? He did no harm to.
Here we go.
He didn't traffic nobody.
So he, okay. So there was 5 different charges laid on him. The RICO charge was the big one. He's not found not guilty.
No RICO.
Trafficking of Cassie.
Oh yeah.
I think guilty.
Guilty. But couldn't you argue that like it was just like a couples trip? Like that seems like the easiest one to get away with, you know?
Yeah, it's like we all had to pay for our girl's flight at one point.
Yeah, I bought so many flights for my girl.
Are you trafficking her to the Maldives or what?
If I'm trafficking her, then all bus drivers are traffickers at that point. With that logic.
I'm sitting in traffic. Am I a trafficker? Okay, hold on. Let me find the actual list. I feel like I need to do my due diligence. I'm going to pause, okay? Okay, we're so back. Count 1, racketeering, not guilty. Count 2, trafficking at Cassie, not guilty. Count 3, transportation to engage in prostitution related to Cassie, guilty.
Okay, so they're not using... That's different than trafficking.
Yeah, so transportation is different from trafficking, apparently.
Okay. This is
Um,
why I'm not a lawyer.
Holy shit. No, me neither. Trafficking of Jane. I think that's a Jane Doe who is revealed to be 50 Cent's baby mama, actually.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
shit.
guilty. Transportation to engage in prostitution related to Jane, guilty.
Okay, so he's guilty of transportation.
That's right. Aren't we all?
Yes. We're all commuters.
We all have to contribute to the greenhouse gases at some point.
Ride in the subway.
Yeah. But that's crazy. So I don't know what the sentencing will look like for those charges. I'm not sure if like prostitution is like that serious.
I don't really know what it is relative to what.
Protect our sex workers, you know what I mean?
I believe in equal rights for all frontline workers.
If we're gonna villainize prostitution, then we gotta villainize the OnlyFans girls too. It's the same thing, Ty.
Yeah, it is. That's true. Someone put a SWAT raid on the Bop House.
Drop one of those bunker busters on the bops. Oh fuck, dude, that's really funny.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with Diddy, but do you think he'll just get time served and then get released?
I don't think the Diddy story's over, dude.
Hell no.
No, there's no way. This guy seems like a vengeful dude, and I think he's going to have a lot of enemies to deal with when he comes out. The slammer, you know? Yeah,
we might see some disappearances once Diddy is released.
I wonder if King Combs is going to be doing some business on his behalf, too,
Oh,
you know?
shit.
He's got boys on the outside.
Yeah. He dropped an album with Kanye.
I know, that's crazy. I haven't heard it yet.
Me neither. I don't think anyone has.
Does it? Questioning whether it even exists.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So Diddy is free. The Epstein's list was deleted. This is like a really great work for people like accused of sex crimes.
Wow, yeah. They really beat the allegations.
This week for sure.
Wow. So, yeah, the Epstein list. Is it because Trump is allegedly on it? Is that why it was deleted?
Let's be real. We were never going to see this list. There's too many powerful people on it.
We also know he did some weird shit, so he's still president.
Yeah.
They still elected his ass. So
Like,
what difference does it make if it's released?
True. The truth doesn't really matter. Like, honestly, like whatever's on that list probably isn't even as good as our collective imagination of whatever the hell happened.
Whatever academics posted today is the most interesting thing.
Yeah, exactly. Just gotta, because it's fact, I think, and it's unfolding right in front of us.
Everything he posts is plausible.
That's true. Right now, this list is simply speculation.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like the signature sandwich menu. We've never ordered anything off it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if they can even make it. It's just speculation until you get the brisket.
If a sandwich is ever made, does it exist, Ty?
It doesn't. It's just a collective. It's just Well, the only person that it exists to is the graphic designer that made the menu.
Yeah, totally. It exists in some Photoshop files. That's about it.
It's not a sandwich. That's a PSD file.
Oh,
It's a JPEG.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, dude. Like, it's just a JPEG until you bring it to life.
Mm-hmm. And like when you bring to life, it never looks like the JPEG.
No, it doesn't. It's made in its image. That's why. Like, you can't replicate it. It's honestly, it's at best a parody of this perfect JPEG.
Mm-hmm. There's got to be some disclaimers around the menu being like actual results may vary.
Totally.
You know, because like otherwise that's false marketing or whatever the term is. Like it's misleading. Like I'm not getting that
You're
as
not.
a sandwich. I'm getting a piece of shit.
You're getting like the Temu version of whatever that is.
Yeah, totally.
But like, think about it. Like, let's say you plunk the Mona Lisa down in front of you and a stranger, and you have to work with that stranger who you've never met or shared words with and try to repaint the Mona Lisa. And you have all the right paint colors, but do you have the talent? Do you know the process?
If the stranger is marketing themselves as a Mona Lisa artist, then I would expect some level of competency.
You'd think that they could kind of handle it on their own,
Yeah.
and you're just there for flavor.
Yeah, like don't call yourself a sandwich artist if you're not going to make the sandwich the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, if you're just a stranger, then I wouldn't even ask you to do it.
I think we blame ourselves too much for our failures, particularly my tomato sub today. I'm beating those allegations. Not guilty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not guilty. Ty.
Not guilty.
Ty, I got one interesting news story for you before
Hit
we
me.
wrap here. Saw this ad maybe of a McDonald's marketing tactic that they used at one point,
Okay.
which was they wanted to tackle the stigma of McDonald's head on.
A lot of
said-
stigma with McDonald's.
They said the only reason you ain't eating McDonald's is because it's McDonald's. Otherwise, you would be eating it because you love it.
So everyone loves McDonald's. They don't like the idea of McDonald's.
Exactly. They hate it
Fascinating.
conceptually.
Gotcha.
Speaking. So what McDonald's did was they opened a fake burger restaurant and served the exact same burgers at this place. So they served McDonald's, but it was behind a facade, Ty. It was just a fake cheeky little burger joint that wasn't anything to do with McDonald's from a branding perspective, except for the food. Food was the exact same.
Gotcha.
And the hypothesis here was proven correct, Ty, that people in fact love McDonald's.
No way. So you walk into like David's Burger Shack,
Yeah.
sit down, Big Dave comes out, they call it.
Okay, let me get it Dave's way. You
Yeah,
know what I
give it
mean?
Dave's way. You see that 3 pieces of bun, and
Yeah.
you don't clock that this is suspiciously similar to the many Big Macs
Yeah.
you've seen or eaten throughout your life.
Yeah. I mean, you got a great point there, Ty.
And people are like, after 2 bites, they're like, "This is the best burger I've ever had."
Yeah.
Where I can't believe I can't get this everywhere. That's insane.
That's really funny. Yeah, I don't know what it is, Ty, but maybe they were in on it the whole time. They're like, this is really stupid, and I'm going to play along. This
Yeah,
is
maybe.
the best burger I've ever had.
No, but it makes sense. Like to defamiliarize and recontextualize a burger, like allows you to kind of appreciate it again. You have no bias
Mhm.
with that burger. You get
Yeah.
to really try and taste it.
Yeah, even if you're aware of what's happening and you have the wool pull over your eyes here, like you're still like, it forces you to reevaluate what you're eating.
Yeah.
And you're not like just thinking about all the forever chemicals, you're just looking at that fish fillet for the first time again.
Damn. That fish fillet is looking mighty fine tonight.
Yeah, we all remember our first fish fillet.
Yeah. Well, I think as a like defense mechanism, your body starts shutting down the senses once they smell fast food or they like see the familiar drive-through lights.
Mm-hmm.
And that prevents you from really experiencing it fully.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in this scenario, you're like mouth wide open, baby, nostrils wide open.
Mm-hmm.
You're really taking it in again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're totally taking it in again, and doing so with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this could work for Subway because there's too many iconic tells. Like if you walked into a regular sandwich restaurant, a deli, and it smelled like Subway bread, that would be so triggering. You'd be
It
like
would
a
be.
Vietnam vet,
You would have 1,000-yard stare at the sandwich artist.
Exactly.
You're so right though. Like scent, if anything, is a stronger indicator of memory. When you try on an old perfume, you're like, it brings you right back to when you were wearing that every day.
Yeah, and you're like, I dressed worse back then.
Yeah, exactly. Or you smell some chick wearing Marc Jacobs Daisy Love, and then it brings you all the way back to when you had that one thing with that one girl who got away.
Damn, I miss my wife. that Subway's got that I miss my wife smell to it.
Subway got that. Oh, everything makes me think of her.
Yeah. Cheese.
Cheese. The cheese makes me think of her.
It's not just the smell, dude. Like, you go into a deli and they you order your sandwich and they just plop down a foot-long sandwich on a plate in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you could dress that thing up.
It's as iconic as the Big Mac.
It is.
Yeah.
Maybe even more iconic.
It's the only sandwich I can think of that advocates for its length like that.
It's true. The Big Mac and the footlong, they both have a novel use of grain in order to make it iconic. It's not really about the content, it's about the format in both cases.
You're talking about the herbs and cheese specifically?
I'm talking about the sandwich the long way.
Oh, okay.
Whereas the Big Mac is sandwiched the tall way.
I see. Its use of bread is
it's an innovative use of it. Yes,
it's
exactly.
probably trademarked.
Probably, actually. No one else put more bun in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you're a fast food restaurant that listens to this podcast, small chance, that's what you're going to have to do if you want to really resonate with consumers, is you need to take bread and freak it into some sort of weird novel thing. Give it a catchy name. You're cooking.
And it could be bread, but it also could be anything that's you expect to be one way, and then you just kind of turn it on its head, right? It's no one expects there to be a third slice of bread.
Surprise.
Or for it to be 12 inches in length, or 12 and a half in our case. I
think grain is the safe one, though, because those are two blue chip examples. But if you go into the Wendy's square patty, weird, freaky, no one wants it. Look at the Arby's.
What do you mean? That's awesome.
Salami
because you get to
layers.
eat the corners first.
I don't want to eat the corners.
I love the corners. You don't want to eat it anyway. You're vegetarian. But Ty, another good example is the pepperoni cups versus the slices.
The cups are amazing.
You ever get some pepperoni cups?
Yeah. Okay, I understand the cups, because the cups are actually, they offer a functional benefit, which is it holds in a bunch of oil and grease.
Yeah.
So each bite is just popping.
I call those the Nick Jonas pepperonis instead of the Joe Jonas ones.
That's right. Extra big, extra thick aorta.
Oh, fuck. All right, Ty. Well, any other closing thoughts on McDonald's today?
I think we best be going.
We should go.
Breadheads, thank you for listening.
Talk to you later.
Ciao.